Everyone, please join me in the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mike Billy,
Here.
Councilman Corey Oxford. Mayor Chuck Davis,
Here.
Councilman Bell Parkhurst,
Here.
Councilman Jerry Fleet.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum, we'll move forward. Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda? Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd make a motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to approval of the May 6th meeting. Is there any additions or corrections that need to be done in the minutes? We have a motion to approve the minutes from the May 6th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from the May 6, 2026 meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to approval of the bills. And deposits in the amount of $288,597.12. Accounts payable in the amount of $51,507. Transmittals in the amount of $15,223.24. Payroll in the amount of $50,066.49. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the bills?
I'd make a motion to approve the bills.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Do we have any?
There are none.
Okay, we'll move on to items from the public, and we have some special event permits. And the first one, it says Stacy Cribbins, but we have our new chamber person here, so if you want to come up and we'll talk about your permit.
Okay, everyone bear with me. This is my first day by myself. First of all, my name's Gabby or Gabrielle Johnson. I'm the new Director of Operations for the Chamber of Commerce here in Saratoga. And I was told to say that we have submitted a special events permit and a request for a waiver of open containers, and that it is pretty much the same as every year past. If there are any questions.
Okay. And this is for your Fruit Fest, correct?
Correct. And it is August 15th, 1 to 5 on Veterans Island.
Any questions from the council?
How are you with it, chief?
I'm good. Stacy and I met about a month ago. Had no issues last several years.
That? Oh, never mind. The open container permits there too. Do I have any more discussion? I have a motion to go ahead and approve this special event permit for the Brew Fest. The date is August 16th,
August 15th.
August 15th.
I'd make the motion to approve this special events permit for August 15th for Brewfest.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That's approved.
You did good on.
Do you have, does anybody have any questions for her? Since she's a new chamber person? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to a special event permit for Happy Trails Committee dedication of Teams Wolfie. Believe we have Miss Ellie present this.
Well, hi,
Hello,
How are
Ellie.
you?
I'm good. This is not the Visitors Council. We were going to dedicate the bronze statue and the bench as part of the parade on July 4th. And when we looked at all of the things that were going on July 4th, we decided that maybe that was not very wise. So we are here to get a permit for Friday, July 3rd at 5:30. And we will have, is his first name, Ed Bebout. Used to be a state representative and doesn't matter. Since you don't know him, forget that. We'll have some speakers from the Capitol and some other presenters to talk about the Bridge Street Bargains part and the Legacy Foundation part. It shouldn't take us more than a half an hour. We're going to open it up to everyone in the public. That means all of you. Everyone can come. And after, we will leave downtown and we will go and have a reception for the major donors. Council, we would like to invite you right now to come because without you and all of your support, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Pretty excited, and the statue will be arriving as of this morning on June 22nd. So we'll all be in place and we'll cover it up and then we'll unveil it and give nice speeches and we'll have a Teens Wilford Memorial downtown.
Mhm.
So I just need you to say okay to the permit.
Any questions for Ellie? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve this special event application?
I'll make a motion to approve this special events application.
It's a Happy Trails Committee. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
you have it.
Thank you so much for staying on that too.
Yes, we appreciate all the hard work.
Thank you. It's not me. I'm just representing the group. Everyone has done a great job. So thank you.
Yeah.
And Jerry, the rock is perfect.
Perfect.
Don't get too carried away. Ellie.
Yeah, we don't treat him very good.
All right. Thank you. We'll move on to council comments. Okay, we'll move on to town hall.
First, if you haven't noticed, all the lights were changed this week. A little bit brighter. The next is the next council meeting, you guys approved for it to be moved to June 2nd. I'm just reminding everyone that the next town council will be Tuesday, June 2nd at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
Then the next is ordinance 890, the 2026-2027 budget, second reading.
okay. Would you please read that by title?
Ordinance number 890, an ordinance to provide income necessary to finance the 2026-2027 fiscal budget of the town of Saratoga, Carbon County, state of Wyoming.
Are there any questions? Any addition? Do I have a motion to approve ordinance number 890 on its second reading?
I make the motion to approve ordinance 890 on its second reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That's done. Okay, we'll move on. A little bit about the Boys and Girls Club. I met with them Well, if you remember at last council meeting, we had an MOU that they wanted us to sign. I'd sent it over to the attorney and, basically there were too many unknowns to even, consider signing it. I got a hold of this Ashley Bright, who is the CEO of the, Boys and Girls Club up out of Casper. They come down and they had to pinpoint some land in the area where they kind of wanted it. Well, we all know we still don't have the land deal completed with the county and us taking over the library. So they picked an area. And the worst thing about this area is we would have to vacate Hickory Street for a block. They picked that area. And if you look at it, it was, from what I could tell from there, what little information they had on the size of it, it would take up all of Hickory Street and a portion of Block 4 and a portion of Block 3. He told me they needed approximately 2 acres. So I told them, I could not speak for the council and, I wanted to get some feedback from you guys on it. You guys on that?
Yeah. I looked at it.
You know, one thing to vacate an alley, but to vacate a street.
Yeah.
You know. And actually 2 full blocks long. You look at it. So. Questions?
There's no water and sewer in them streets right now, is there?
No, not in that area.
Yeah.
It skirts on both sides.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not for sure on 7th. It doesn't come across Elm onto 7th, no. Okay. There is water on Walnut.
And in that block 9 through 16, that block 3, that's not enough room to do it within that block and not vacate a street?
They asked for 2 acres. They said they could probably get by with a little less. It would take almost would a half a block be 2 acres? Do you remember?
So like a town block would measure right around like 1.8.
That's the whole block.
Well, it'd be, yeah, the whole block.
So if you move up here on block 4, it
Mhm.
would take all of that to make 1.8 acres. Am I correct on that, Emery? So. My opinion is, I'm not in favor of vacating a street. I think they would have to move up to, block 4. If everything goes through what they're trying to do.
Would block 2 be the same size as block 4?
Well, block 2, if you take the first part of block 2, that belongs to the county and the school district.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I'm not in favor of vacating a street.
and
For it.
and why they picked this area is, I'm sure, is because it's a little flatter than most of the other areas.
And adjacent to the school
Pardon?
and close to the school route.
Well, yes, yes. So. So what would council feel about telling them they would have to move into block 4, Valley View Edition, and we could look at the alley at that time.
Yeah, I think that'd be a better option.
You have any input on this, Emery?
The one thing we had kind of talked about was, leasing them preeminently or signing the MOU with Hickory Street being vacated, like that process, we've got to, all the adjacent property owners are involved, and we've got to do that by ordinance, and so it'd be kind of a cart before the horse type thing.
Yeah, that would take a little bit of time.
But, without having land from the county, we kind of talked about that, this little L-shaped part of block 3 would be ideal too, but there is water and sewer right there on Fifth and up off of Walnut if you're up in block 4, so the utilities would be pretty accessible. You're not looking at like a big main line extension.
Okay. Randy?
I'm trying to follow this process very diligently. This is an area that comes to me dry. Now we're a different piece of land, and I assume they're gonna ask the town to give them that block of land.
It'll be a lease.
Well, and I thought that I had read that if they were.
Yeah, that's even spelled out in their MOU.
But none of this information is coming out to the general public. To my knowledge, I haven't seen it.
Really?
I've seen the language about the lease, but I haven't seen anything about moving the location of the land.
Well, the land was always in this area, but nobody could tell, until now, nobody could tell you where they wanted it in that area.
Or how big until the last meeting. That was still all up in the air.
And it was still all up in the air because nobody had actually. I told them, I said, you gotta come out. I've gotta have a physical location. And that's what they picked. So it will be in the paper now. It'll be out in the public.
So, I guess the question is, they asking you to vote? Understanding that they vacate that now?
No, they wanted me they gave us a memorandum. What they're trying to do is they're wanting to say they're getting it sewed up. So when they go to their donors, that they're gonna ask for money, is my assumption. That they're gonna say, well, the land or the town is totally committed to the land, and we have not committed to the land. We told them,
That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
we told them that we would negotiate in good faith. And that was the first memorandum of understanding that we had with them. But honestly, I don't know why, but there was too many questions in this one that I sent over to the town attorney. And so that's what we're discussing now.
And even if we agreed to that, supposedly it's worded where we can back out.
Oh,
at
yeah.
any time.
Yeah,
You're not making it.
It's not a
no,
commitment
it's
that's
not a complete.
set in stone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, it is not a complete commitment. There's language in there that would give them X amount of days to try to raise their funds.
I did read that.
Okay. And we would give them access to go in. I'm sure they want to run some soil samples or something.
Sure.
But it's not a total agreement that, yeah, the land's yours hands down.
But just as I sit here, I'm going. If we're talking about the land that adjacent to the library, not.
Well,
That's kind of where we were at to begin with.
yeah. And then they wanted to build, 2 gymnasiums, in which we haven't even discussed that. That come out in their workshop they had. And what they did is they backed the plans down from the very first time they showed them, which was over at the middle school or the elementary school, to just building the second gymnasium with a shower room on it. And then they would have their gymnasium and then their office front. is on what they're back down to now. Well, it's never been presented directly to the council whether we wanted another gymnasium and how they were gonna fund it. And I mean, it was discussed a little bit in a public hearing we had that you guys were gone. And I answered all the, I did ask a lot of questions in there and, we would have to totally maintain and fund another gymnasium. So
And where would that funding come from presumably?
that's what we, as a council, will have to sit down and try to figure out if we chose to build. Or chose to go forward
You
with it.
chose to accept that responsibility.
Oh, yeah. A big responsibility. Yeah.
Which there was some discussion too, that the school district would share some of that as well.
I believe there's commitment from the school district.
There isn't, but there was discussion at,
No commitment, so. None whatsoever. So, I mean, I don't know where they're going. I don't know. You know, if you take, with the second gymnasium, it was 8,000 to 9,000 square feet. If you take that off, you remember the total?
14,000.
14,000.
Yeah, 14,000.
Reading that,
Okay,
and the second gymnasium was another 8,
yeah, 8 to 9 is how they quoted it to us.
which is still 22,000 square feet
Yes.
in total.
Not quite 31,000, but it's still 22,000 square foot. So anyway, that's where that lies.
Thank you for-
You know, they have not fully, well, basically, they're just wanting a memo of understanding that we would talk to them about the land when it come time. And that's where we're at with it. So we were just trying to, you know, they want this other MOU. If they can get the unknowns, we'll see what the attorney says. So. Any other questions? So what do you guys want to do? Want to limit them to not vacate a street? How would you like to do that?
I don't want to vacate a street.
No, we don't.
Me neither.
We don't need to vacate a street.
So the only option they have at this time is to move it
Block
They-
4.
to block 4, either side. They can choose.
Is there water and sewer close to that?
Yeah, so there's a Fifth Street, we'd have to check the depth on it, but I think there's a manhole they catch right there and there's water along Walnut, check this right.
Well, and they would be treated everybody else. If sewer's not there, they're responsible for putting it in closest.
Yeah, but it's pretty adjacent right there on Fifth Street. But we could come back, say if we do get the land from the county.
Negotiate something else out. Yeah.
And block 2 of Valley View isn't ours. One closer to the school.
The
No.
north half of that is the county's.
Oh.
Yeah, they own basically from 5th to 7th, across 7th, and then the rest of that land. That front half of that block.
And is that in the deal where they're trying to give it back to us through
They
the
are,
library?
last I heard on that, it's all in the attorney's hands. Our attorney's involved.
But that's included in the library.
Yes, yes. So,
My thoughts are that we should let them know what we have available, not let them be wanting to pick what they want. You know, if we have it available and it works out, fine, but they can't just go around saying, well, we want that. That's not gonna fly. And vacate a street.
Other than being kind of on a slope and everything, this is some pretty good land. So, well, the chair would take a motion to either give them the option of block 4 or block 5 and the Valley View addition and not vacate a street.
I'd make the motion for block 4 or block 5, what they need to, and not vacate a street.
I have a motion on the table. Give them an option of using either block 5 or block 4, Valley View addition. And not vacating Hickory Street. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any more discussion?
I think we ought to table it till we got a little more information on more of a cut and dry place for sure where it's gonna be. I think we need to present them with that and go over it before we make an obligation.
Which is what we were doing with this motion, is it not?
Yeah,
Well, it's,
Give it
because
to
if they're
them.
not interested in putting it back there, yeah, then we're not, they're gonna want to look at something else and
Basically, you just. make a
Maybe.
motion to present them with the alternative. at this
yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah, and that's what I would do by doing this motion that nobody was in favor of vacating that street.
yeah. But you wouldn't want it on that front one if we end up with that property back closer to the school, and
Oh, over
wouldn't that
there?
be a better option?
Would be a better option.
I'm just saying if we drag our feet a little bit, maybe, I don't know how big a hurry they're in to have that. Cause if we move it over here and then in the bitter end, we decide to move it over here. Wasting a lot of time.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
good point, good point. We'll have a motion and a second on the table, so we can either vote for it, vote it against it, and then come up with a different motion. Since I got a motion and a second, all in favor of this motion that's on the table to give them block 4 or 5, to let them, allow them to,
Access that.
huh?
To allow them to access it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. That's the motion and the second that's on the table. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay,
Okay. Motion carries. I will reach out to them tomorrow or Friday.
Cause if these other blocks or that other L-shaped piece opens up, we can offer them that too, correct? Instead of 4 and 5.
They can look at it, yep. I mean,
But
we,
this allows them to look at the site and move forward with their plans.
to do soil testing or whatever,
Right.
but then if it ends up, all that soil testing will be wasted if
well,
we
and
can't
they,
pin down a more definite deal.
and they may want to wait. I don't.
Yeah.
know. Anyway, we had to make a decision on. Okay, we'll move on. Is there any other questions on? Okay, we'll move on to reports from the police department.
Mr. Mayor, Council. First thing on my agenda for this evening is our third and final reading of ordinance 891. The ORV ordinance.
You please read that by title.
Madam Secretary, ordinance number 891, an ordinance creating chapter 10.29 off-road vehicles in the Saratoga Municipal Code, allowing operation of off-road vehicles within the town limits of Saratoga.
Okay? Thank you. Would you please give a summary of this ordinance?
Yeah, this ordinance sets the definitions for ORVs and MPVs for use within the town of Saratoga. Allows for the operation of said vehicles with just the addition of the Wyoming State Trails ORV sticker. And sets regulations upon that, such as driver's licenses, insurance requirements, required equipment on vehicles and such.
Council have any questions?
What did the required equipment end up being on it?
The same as what's statutorily required to get a license as an MPV. So it's outside mirror, horn, headlights, taillights, brake lights, but you can use hand signals. You don't have to have turn signals.
Hand signals.
Yes, hand signals are acceptable to those that still know how to do it correctly. I don't know if that's taught anymore or not in drivers courses.
Motorcycles is about the only thing, but.
And it also designates all streets as ORV trails.
Except for First Street, which Highway 130, 230 is not. It's town maintained. It designates all town maintained roadways and alleyways as ORV trails and sets a primary route.
Okay,
Everything else is secondary.
and then the quiet time,
Yep, quiet hours, no operation with an ORV sticker between the hours of 10 PM and 6 AM.
what about a license plate?
License plate has no effect. You can operate that whenever you want if you have a Wyoming registration.
Questions? I have a motion to approve and pass ordinance number 891 on its third and final reading.
I'd make a motion to pass ordinance 891 on its third and final reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, thank you. As soon as we get that signed off, hopefully tomorrow, I'll start distributing. I printed out about 200 flyers. I have the map and the regulations. I gave everyone a copy of that in their boxes. You can
Okay.
grab on your way out if you don't yet.
You'll take care of the posting and. Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. The other thing I have is, we're tabled Axon consolidation contract is back around. The only one I've had that's come to me with questions and met with is the mayor. Anybody else have any questions after reading over it the past 2 weeks?
I have one question
Yes.
on the camera stuff. Where is that footage stored? Is it stored on our servers or is it stored on Axon servers?
No, that's why I went with Axon.
Seen a lot of stuff here lately.
That's why I nixed the Flock idea, because with Flock,
It's the one that's everybody's complaining about.
Flock is the one that they own that information. The agency doesn't with Axon. We own it and we're the only ones with access to it. It's only stored locally on our computers here. Axon doesn't even have access to that
And that was the only clarification that I wanted because I did.
right now. And I can set the duration of storage on it. Right now, we just have it set to where we store those reads for 30 days and then they're dumped.
I know there's some litigation going on with some of these companies where
Yep. Yeah, Flock there's been some issues with the Flock because they've been granting access to that information. I can grant access to agencies that we choose to, but that's something I'd bring to the council. And if we do, it'd only be with agencies within our state that are also using that same system, like Sweetwater County, Jackson, Cheyenne, those people, if we did, and they could share their information with us.
Well, the research I did on it was last year we signed a contract with these people. This will be an updated contract. We have not made a payment on the contract. It'll be, and the contract we signed last year was about somewhere right around 28,000. We agreed.
Because there's actually, two contracts that we did last year.
Yeah, so now there's two
This past year.
contracts. This would narrow it down to one. It's covered over a 10-year period. It's gonna be about $7,000 to $10,000 higher than the other contract, but there's a lot of good stuff that comes with it.
with this contract, they would update our equipment
Correct.
at no expense to us as technology.
As, yep, as whatever's latest and greatest, those upgrade points, that's what we get. And this all, and what currently are TASER 7s are currently out of contract, out of warranty and out of service. So they're not getting any firmware updates and it's no longer recording the information on those. And this brings us in the new TASER 10s. And then those at the 5-year mark get replaced with whatever new TASERs that. This takes care of all of our Axon equipment for 10 years. Where I won't be asking for anything else Axon for the next 10 years.
That would,
I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah,
Fingers aren't crossed.
don't hang yourself out to dry. Questions?
No, that was my only question, was making sure that we had control over the data.
Like, I'm gonna make one caveat, not asking for anything else Axon, unless we add more officers and we need more equipment.
Too bad, you're already.
Very maxed out.
Yep.
Well, with no further questions,
And I have already worked with the treasurer for the budgeting. Don't have to make any changes to this proposed budget to cover it. It'll be coming out of capital equipment and the IT for the licensing and server usage part of the Axon. And that's all budgeted for.
any additional questions? Third, entertain a motion to go ahead and accept this contract with Axon. And it will take effect right around July 1st.
Our billing, yeah, would be then. We should receive the equipment in the middle of July.
I would make the motion to approve this contract with Axon. I've dug into it and it's as good a deal as you're gonna find anywhere.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any additional discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you. Otherwise, everything's been running pretty smoothly on the police department side. Our call volume is picking up. I checked it. So where we're at this year from last year, we're actually up about 11%. Over the last 4 years, we're actually up about 50% of calls. Our call volume just in the last 2 months has gone up about 50% a week. So it's getting busier.
Tis the season.
Yep.
So when the power was out, you guys didn't have radios that worked or?
No, the radio still worked. We lost telephones because actually it was after the power outage. There was a, what do they call it? A high level fiber optic line got cut. And they're still working on that, which is a part of the main Quest switch coming through the Rollins area.
No.
So right now, all of our phones are still being forwarded to a cell phone up in the sheriff's office dispatch. And RPD is using the same thing, a cell phone in their dispatch that everything's being forwarded to.
I was right. I knew that they were having problems in Rollins 2 weeks ago about with putting in new fiber with lines getting cut.
It was supposed to be fixed by 2 this afternoon, but last I've heard it is still
But it wasn't just fiber, it was gas lines too that they were hitting.
Yeah.
bring people's sprinkler systems, everything.
That sounds like it's a wreck.
Anyway, any additional questions for John?
All right.
Thank you.
I do have one. How'd our training go in Jackson?
Training went well. He certified on the patrol side. There was actually 9 of them didn't pass that second day on the drug detection. So he is going down Tuesday on his own time to Colorado Springs and reattempting that certification. I believe one of the sheriff's office canines is going with him also.
Okay. Fair enough. Any additional questions? Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
thank you, John.
I have nothing to report from the fire department. They are putting up our new rope so we can get our flags hung back up. So anyway, we'll move on to Carter with the rec department.
I forgot how to drink water for a second.
Drooling, pal.
Yeah.
On my new haircut, that's what it was. You
was, yeah.
In shock. I was like, who's that guy?
Drooling afterwards.
The only thing I really have, so I was approached earlier this week by Dave Brankage with Sources of Strength. And they're looking to do a small little event at the pool on July 5th. Just a barbecue to show appreciation for their kids and people that do the peer-to-peer stuff for Sources of Strength. So instead of being open most of the day to the public and charging them, I just thought I would approach you guys with, we can make the first Friday in June free for everybody.
This is in June?
Yeah, June 5th, the first Friday that will be open. So we open the 1st and the first Friday is the 5th. Thought it'd just be fair to make it free for everybody for the day rather than for people all day, and then their event isn't until 5 p.m. So,
But you're gonna be open at noon?
yes, or we should be open at 10 a.m. on Friday.
And they're gonna set up this food thing in the parking lot or?
No, it'll be off to the side, you know where that bike rack is?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be right there. They're just gonna have a grill. They're gonna grill hamburgers, hot dogs. Not gonna charge anybody for food. Everything's free.
Council?
I don't have
I
a
don't
problem
have
with
a
it.
problem.
No, I think it's good.
I'll take a motion to go ahead and approve that, for June 5th, the first, and it'll be a free day for the public.
I'd make a motion to make June 5th a free day for the public.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Cool. Other than that, we're super busy. We finished painting down at the pool. Still gotta tighten up a few things. Softball registration opens next week, so that's exciting. We got 3 or 4 lifeguards going to get certified. 29th, 30th, and 1st.
Where are they going to?
They're going to Rollins.
Okay.
And then Amelia's got more training the following week. So it's busy as can be over there.
Okay. How many total lifeguards you got now?
I think it'll be 8 total.
Okay.
7 or 8.
Is that with Amelia?
Mhm.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Okay.
Thanks, Carter.
sir. Okay, we'll move on to Department of Public Works, Planning and Zoning, and Water and Sewer Joint Powers guy.
The guy of many titles.
All right, gentlemen, we'll just go through these items first, and then I'll give you an update on some other information. So this is our third payout for the West Bend Sewer Project. This encompasses the installation of the last bit of pipe and a few small ancillary items to that. What we will have left is the road work and cleanup on the final payout plus retainage. So me and Craig went through the quantities, us and the contractor roll in accordance with those figures. And if you guys are good with it, we'll get this paid out. And then paving.
Real quick on that retainage, we give that back that fast.
So it'll be a 41-day ad after they're all done to release the retainage. So they'll probably have one more small pay app for a little bit of the paving, and then we'll have 5% that we'll have to advertise for the 41-day ad, make sure none of their subs or anybody files a claim, and then we'll release that. So they won't get that last little bit. It'll probably be the middle of July before and maybe the end before the retainage gets released.
Okay, we have a pay app to Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel, $550,127.90. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'd make a motion to pay Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel to $550,127.90.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you. So in following this same project, as we get to the paving, the original project to try to kind of keep costs down as much as we could, we decided to try and strategize and see where we could maybe leave millings in some of the crossings and then see if we picked up a chip seal contractor or something for the Lake Road and chip them. Obviously we would pave in the truck route and all the heavy asphalt areas that were disturbed. So having those crossings in there with the millings, I don't see us bringing anybody real soon, and they do ravel quite a bit. And so we kind of, we did a bunch of measurements and we went and saw how much it would cost to pave them. And originally with 4 inches asphalt, 8 inches of base, it was going to be about $100,000. But we talked to Rocky Mountain, and we could, for about 49,000, we can pave all of the crossing. It adds about 530 square yards of asphalt. And we're actually under our quantities on some of the pipe and the sewer service lengths and things like that for the actual project. So the difference would be, to get all that done, we'd be adding 16,900 to the project because of the cost savings on the back end with some of the quantities. And we are just going to do a 3-inch and lay it on the milling. So we're not paying for them having to install road base or anything like that. And there's no point in putting 4 inches of asphalt in a road that's millings and a triple chip seal. But it'd just be a little bit cleaner, quicker fix for the people who live up around there. Want to be up there sweeping them all the time. And we did talk to Kristen or Rocky Mountain about the reduction in overall final quantities. So there's no surprises there. She understands that. She's good with that. So we're not
Okay.
gonna say,
So they're in favor for,
yeah, they're good with all this. We've had a detailed discussion with them, including the final change order that'll have the reduced quantities for some of the pipe lengths and sewer services. And then they're good with the price for the 49 to do the rest of the paving.
okay. You say that figures out about 16,900, huh?
Yeah, 16,900.
Well, as busy as we are, it could take a little while to get up there. I don't see a big issue with this.
No.
We have the money.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm in favor of it, but I mean, it's something we could do down the road.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it too.
Here, take a motion to go ahead and move forward with this paving for an additional $16,900.
Well, it's the extra paving's 49, but the cost of the
Well-
project increase is only 16, so it's probably apples.
For okay, we'll go to 49,000.
I'd make a motion to move ahead with the paving change, 49,000.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, so we'll be probably starting on that. I think they're gonna go either tomorrow or Friday. So they're in the rock and roll. I did wanna, as we kick these mosquito spraying season, which seems kind of weird as we all witnessed what happened on Monday. It is getting to be that time of the year. And so I have advertisements going out for, we'll be fogging here starting the beginning of June, probably looking at larvicide aerials first, when things start popping up in the water. But they do hatch fast, even though it got cold and wet. If it gets hot for a week, they're gonna start showing up pretty quick. But we are gonna start here, ULV foggers, probably June 8th, which is the guys that drive around, and then larvicide probably a little bit before that or shortly thereafter. So just everybody.
A spray rig on a helicopter, that wasn't what that was for.
Where was it at?
I just seen it come over town.
well, it was sitting at the
Yeah,
airport,
sitting at the
refuel.
airport.
I wonder if they're doing some noxious weed stuff or something, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, that is who it is. Yeah, probably the people that I do that called Monday. He said they'll be here for.
Spraying for the county.
Yeah, I thought Shirley's cold as
weed
it is.
Okay,
I think they're doing weed stuff though. Yeah,
yeah, I
pesticide
don't-
or not pesticide, herbicide types.
yeah. I don't think that helicopter can carry enough to we'd be filling it.
Not with the larvicide,
Yeah. Wow.
because we did look into do a drone contract, but like the amount of, you have to take back to the airport and fill the drone up. It'd take us like 2 weeks to get the 400 gallons dumped off. Yeah, like always, if anybody has any questions about what we use or anything like that, just point them over here. We're happy to share all the MSD sheets and whatnot with everybody. Final item on my end. So after we had that discussion about the selling those properties that we have, Chuck did come in and he kind of brought up an interesting topic on that block 37, just west of Donnie Bennett's. That is one chunk that doesn't have a sewer line. And so it would be hard to sell it separately without that, because if you're only going to buy one lot, it's not really cost effective for you to pay to put the whole sewer line in. So we bounced around the idea of what if we just installed the sewer line and then sold all 12 of those lots separately. We're looking at like an additional probably 250K that we could, revenue wise off of that. So EA can do the design for 10, and then we're going to be into putting it in probably less than another 45.
And the digging's easy up there.
Nothing in the way, no water. Dig down manhole, trench box.
You way better than what they've been doing.
Yes, it would, Jerry. So if you guys are good with that, I do want to, I feel pretty good about the legality of doing this, development for us to increase our revenue, but I will check with just Kylie just to make sure. But if you guys are good with it, I would say we would postpone this one until we can get that done and kind of maximize that block a little bit.
Well, it would probably be more sellable if the water and sewer or the sewer would be there.
Oh, yeah.
Cause that's a large expense
Yeah.
for a buyer.
So it takes your lot per price. Like right now, we're like at 11.5, jumps it up to about 38.
Mhm.
I think it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we'll plan on that.
Okay, I'm gonna need a motion on that because we're gonna have to pull that, we approved that property to go forward, but
Yeah. So whatever you want to do there, Mayor.
now. Yeah, we probably ought to pass a motion to pull that one piece of property out of the sale at this time. So I'd take a motion to pull, it says block 37,
Yeah. Of the SRE and Improvement District subdivision.
SRE. So do I have a motion to pull block 37 out of the
I'd make a motion to pull block 37 out of the
Land
sales,
sale.
selling property sales now.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, a couple of updates. So since the last meeting, when I got here, you guys had worked on that bridge over there at the end, kind of getting that, working with YDOT to establish a project to replace that bridge that would be federally funded at 100% rate. That's still currently on the docket. And I met with YDOT over there about a week and a half ago, and they had their whole team over there looking through that, and they're still planning on 2028-ish. They're going to go start their design process and everything. And they did say a lot of that money that was allocated due to increased costs is spent. So it'll basically be YDOT money at this point that probably pays for that. So if they get to the cost point and it balloons up bigger than they anticipate, we'll probably have to have another conversation about it. Or
The one going on the golf course in the back.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think that there was 25 guys there. They had the environmental design.
They must have looked at the one out on Brush Creek also.
That one and the one down on the Encampment River and climbed down and.
Yeah.
Just know Doc Jensen had a picture of it on Facebook and thought it was his bridge, but they were looking at his bridge also.
Mhm. And it is 100% funded right now. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I'll keep you guys, go ahead.
Did they say how long it'd take to replace it if they?
So the idea would be, because we got, the golf course shuts down end of October. Our work window in the water is going to be November-ish start date because of the fish. And then we got the low water crossing we talked about improving. So that way we don't have to build a temporary structure on that side. They would just improve that low water crossing, put a little small bridge or something in there to get emergency services and those residents out and try to get it knocked out in that 4 or 5 month period.
Oh,
Yeah, they're aware. I mean, they had their teeth sunk into that thing pretty good. Try and get it in and out as quick as possible. Especially where they don't have to do it temporary, like that'll speed things up a lot.
yeah.
So are we responsible for demolition of the old bridge then?
It's a historical one. It's got a tag on it. So their SHPO people and all that are reviewing what that whole process is gonna look like. And they might have to salvage it and put pieces of it somewhere they weren't sure, but
Boy,
there was a lot of head shaking and stuff. So
better them than us.
well, I'll keep in touch with you guys as that kind of develops. And then along with the whiteout lines, I also talked to them kind of again about the Highway 130 project, the mill and overlay. That is slated for 2030. So hopefully it doesn't move anymore. They're redoing their STIP. So they're going to work up cost estimates if we were to piggyback on what it would take to do the sidewalks in between curb ramps. So we have an idea what that is. And then we could, if we want to apply for a TAP grant or something to, when they come in to do those sidewalks, where they're doing the corners, they'll give us an opportunity for an MOU to do that project kind of with them. They basically just handle the whole thing for, I think it's about 11%. But they do most of the design. But they said they were working on that, those cost estimates and that, what that MOU would look like, and they'll get it shipped over to us. And it didn't look like, when we first went over it, it looked like there would be some kind of hurdles to address with existing approaches and stuff, but it sounds like everything's gonna be pretty much left from most as is. And then do what bulb outs where we had them. But so that's everything on the radar. Sewer River project, those design plans are about 90%. I'll get those printed out for you guys, put them in your boxes here at the end of the week and pick them up and take a look at them. The sewer lines under the river. Same thing with the TAP grant. We've got most of the environmentals all cleaned up. And so we'll be finalizing the last 10% of the design. We got some shoot over there at the school. Then once that's wrapped up, we get the specs approved by YDOT and later this summer, we'll get it bid out so we can kick off on it first thing in the spring. Yeah. And then Elm Street is going pretty good. We were 32 something feet under the road last time I checked. So it's boring. So we'll see how things
Still
go.
working pretty good, huh?
Well, it's, they're having their ups and downs like everybody else's operation, but so, I mean, after they only started boring today and having 32 feet in, I think was a pretty good start. Did a good job. All the boxes and pits, the bore guys were super happy with everything that they had to work with. Cool.
Yeah. Any questions for Emery?
Oh.
Yeah.
Footers and walls are in for the bathroom over the park.
Got them out.
Yeah.
That was quick.
They're ready to go, man. They were.
Good. And the concrete guys come in shortly after they do, don't they?
Yeah, they'll probably be out a little bit further, just to give them guys, I want them guys to have a little bit more time to get vertical and get kind of cleaned up out of the way. And then that'll give us a little bit more time to make sure we can get to double check all of our stuff before they roll in. I don't want to. And we're working through submittals on all that stuff. The funding with the BABA and the bathroom pieces is been nice.
Gotta be all. Yeah. Okay, any questions? Thank you, sir. You want to move on to planning and commission?
Yeah, that would be great. We want to do 21 before we do 20. The applicants are here. So, the Winners and the Thorns, right? Okay, they own, between the two of them, they own 3 lots up at the Octagon subdivision, and they wanted to aggregate the lot that's in between them into their lots and just make 2 bigger lots. And so they submitted an amended subdivision application to the Planning Commission. Planning Commission held public hearings and then makes a recommendation to you guys to get that approved. everything's conforming. They're not doing anything off-size or funny. They just want bigger lots so they have less neighbors.
So they're just splitting a lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it'll go, so lots 3, 4, and 5 will be basically become lots 3A and 4A. That lot, the lot in the middle will go away and be absorbed into those other 2 lots.
Do you see any issues with it?
No, the only thing we brought up, and this is really mild, but like in the future, a guy would probably, if you had a really exasperated example, we kind of talked about, you wouldn't want somebody coming in to a subdivision, putting in 50 taps and then having 2 people, buy up both sides of the road. And then now you got $500,000 worth of mains and you're getting $70 a month. But this is not that case. It's just, it kind of sprouted that idea and we thought, hey, in the future, if we do some more water and sewer ordinance, let's think about that.
Good idea. All right, well. Their application. Well filled out, correct?
Yeah, and then that recommendation from the council, the reason it's not signed is they had to take the draft watermark and stuff off of it after the meeting and all just hadn't made it back in to sign it yet.
Any more discussion on this? Chair would entertain a motion to go ahead and approve this application for I guess it'd be rezoning, it wouldn't be
An amended subdivision.
amended subdivision.
I'd make a motion to grant the application for the amended subdivision.
I was second.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you for coming. We'll get this moving forward as fast.
When do you guys want to sign it?
Pardon?
Sign the plat.
You want to just bring it in tomorrow and we'll have, just leave it on my desk.
We'll need a planning commissioner and secretary.
Okay, yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Thanks for coming though.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Emery.
Okay, on the third reading of this ordinance for the expounding variance application or procedure, I kind of wanted to find a simpler way to explain what we were trying to do. And basically, to me, the current ordinance says like, hey, don't touch the stove. This new one merely says, don't touch the stove because, but if you need to, you may touch the stove to save the house from burning down or from somebody burning their hand. That's the only difference that is. So the principle is still in there. It just allows for a little bit greater explanation.
Okay. Would you read that by title, please? Yeah.
Saratoga ordinance number 889, ordinance amending title 18, chapter 18.72. The Saratoga Municipal Code to establish clear variance standards, application procedures, and criteria for approval, to provide guidance to applicants and the planning commission, and to provide an effective.
Good. You have anything else you want to add to this?
No.
Are there any questions? I have a motion to approve and pass ordinance 889 on its third and final reading, variance.
I'd make a motion to approve and pass ordinance 889 on its third and final reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Ordinance passes.
Our last planning meeting pretty much consisted of, public hearing. Those guys, and next meeting's first part of June. I think we're gonna start moving towards that, looking at the zoning on Bridge Street is kind of what I'd like to.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No,
And when you talk about the zoning on Bridge Street, you just mean getting those properties that are already there in compliance and.
yeah, making it make a little bit more sense with the existing. Like we had the whole block of houses up there. Then there was just the overall question of whether even that's future of that corridor up through there.
Good. That'll be a challenge.
You have a whole line of trailers too.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not gonna be easy by any means.
No,
No. No.
but it's something that needs to be done,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel.
yeah, the only thing we can do is just kind of start, right? Like,
Yeah.
see what happens.
Totally agree with that. Okay. Any questions for Emery on planning commission?
Do you expect that to change any of the zoning on the properties that we have for sale
I don't
that are along Bridge Street?
really, the only thing I could see happening that would make a little bit more sense to me is if the retail business remains, which isn't terrible on the south side.
Right.
I think it would make more sense to have like RD 6,000 abut that. Would, just so you could have the duplex option or even RD 9,000, something that had a little bit more density option abutting your retail business.
Other than 7,200.
We just don't have besides Octagon, there's not a lot of like 9,000 that's vacant or.
Well, we'll wait and see what that brings. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to water sewer joint power board.
So I was actually over here working at the park that night. I did touch base with Craig and Ryan on that, and they just kind of went over the sewer plans for the river. And then, their biggest, conversation was how thick a pipe is kind of what came up. And so we're kind of finalizing that and some of the other specs. But it was pretty short meeting, wasn't a lot, so.
Okay. Questions?
Mm.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yep, thanks, Emery.
That gentleman, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the Recreation Commission, Mr. Bub.
I don't have anything new to report. We haven't had a meeting since our last meeting, so.
Okay.
The next meeting will be June 1st here at the Town Hall Chambers at 6.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the Saratoga Airport Advisory Board.
They talked about the entrance road, the gutter and the paving was discussed. He was gonna do it, and the cost. Discussed it at the meeting. They discussed the design of the runways and airplane parking as part of the master plan. And, the board is satisfied with plans that the engineers are coming up with the master plans, so we're working through that. The landing fees for April were $2,000, which is a little bit less, but still right in their average. And a small crack seal inspection that was just finished, and that was oversight by YDOT. It's not the big project they got coming up in Sylvia, it was nothing
Oh,
that they were doing,
okay.
and that was about it.
The grant, is in Whiteout's hands for the big project up there, the chip seal, the pavers, the markings and everything. The last I talked with them, they were moving forward the grant, so we'll wait patiently on that. They are looking at, adding additional sewer to get them past the, FOB building so they can pave where they put the new curb and gutter in there. So it's in the engineer's hands on that. That's where we are on that. Any questions? Okay. We'll move on to Their next meeting is June 2026, 3 p.m. at the town hall.
That'd cool.
Oh,
Oh, we do have one more item under there. Wyoming Log and Timber, that change order that they talked about was $600.
$1,230.
Yeah. I did get. I did meet with Blake. He explained everything. What had happened is where they have a drain and a sewer line that comes out of their building and then goes down to our line. Well, in there, they had a place where they dump their vault, I guess, that they take off the planes and everything. Well, it had collapsed and it broke it away from the side of the building, so he fixed all that during when the sidewalk, he didn't know it was all broke, nobody did, till they went to put the sidewalks and everything in. And he didn't give an estimate on that, and that's what it was to fix that. Now, when they continue the sewer line on out, if that goes through, there'll be a vault out there where they'll dump theirs into the vault and it'll go on into the sewer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So this one was just a repair of something that was broke. That is what the change order is, so I will need a motion to go ahead and approve and pay for this change order. It was in the amount of $1,230. Do I have a motion to go ahead and pay this change order?
I'd make a motion to go ahead and pay the change order for $1,230.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. South Central Emergency Medical Service. I haven't heard much from them lately. I hope they're getting their problems and issues worked out. Their next meeting is June 15th, 2026 at the Saratoga Ambulance Barn. Okay. Is there any new business to be brought before the town? Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second?